Nagbabalik tayo sa Kababayan Today at ngayon naman kasama natin dito sa studio natin mula sa San Diego. Kasama si Cate, or people call him Chris Cate as well. He's the first Asian American elected to the San Diego City Council in over 50 years. Chris proudly serves the residents of the 6th District. Of course, we know the 6th District in San Diego, right? Kasama natin siya. He's going to talk about that, where 1 in every 3 residents is of Asian American descent. Hello, Chris.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Thanks so much for being here. Let's talk about being Filipino American and being in politics. It's very important we talk about this because tomorrow is a presidential primaries. So we need to get every vote out there. All the Filipinos need to vote. So how did you get into politics?
Well, when I growing up with my family, my father's from the Philippines. My family immigrated in 1970. We didn't really talk a lot of politics growing up, and I got introduced to politics when I was in college, going to school in San Diego, and from then on was hooked. And my career in public service has been around public policy, government, politics, and when the opportunity arose to run for this seat back in 2014, it was an opportunity for me, after discussing with my now wife and my family, that it was a good time to run for the seats, and was fortunate enough to win, and now proudly serving, as you said, the 6th District, and really encouraging folks to become active and involved and engaged. One of the biggest pillars in office for me is to encourage civic engagement, make sure that government is out there being transparent, opening, welcoming to the people, and making sure that they're involved and active and their voices are heard as well too.
Right. Okay. Well, we know that a lot of Filipinos are Republicans, and you know, tomorrow they are going to be voting for the presidential nominee. And let's talk about your thoughts on this. What are your thoughts on, because I do know you are a Republican, what are your thoughts on your presumptive nominee, Donald Trump?
Well, I think the party in and of itself is something that is very opening to Filipino Americans. That's why you see a lot of Filipino Americans are part of the GOP or are Republicans, is that they care about those issues that are important to Filipino Americans, whether it's education, public safety, jobs in the economy, small businesses. Those are things that are very important for Republicans and for Filipino Americans. And I think that the party stands for what those issues and what Filipino Americans care deeply about, whether it's making sure that the educational system here in California or the U.S. is opening and encouraging for young Filipinos to be going to college and being successful in their political careers, or looking at the jobs and the economy. A lot of Filipinos are small business owners, and making sure that there's an environment for people to be successful and to reap the benefits of that success and pass it on to their children, making sure those lives are better than their own. And that's really how I got involved in the party, is that we were very much a family that pull up your bootstraps and go to work and reap those successes. And I believe in the power of the individual and that people can create successful lives for themselves. And that's why, at least I became a Republican. I think that's why a lot of Filipino Americans are Republican.
Okay. Well, it's very important that people go out to the polls to vote tomorrow, right? Why would you say that there is not as much engagement from the Filipino community, and how can we change that?
I think for the fact that I just mentioned, we're very much inserted within the family and making sure our family is taken care of, our communities are taken care of, and for whatever reason, I don't think that folks in the Filipino community have put it together that government has that impact on their community, whether it's your city council race all the way up to your state legislator, and then your federal offices as well too, Congress, Senate, the presidency. But what we try to encourage is that all politics is local. And so if for no other reason, be involved at the local level, whether it's your school board or your city council, because those are the day-to-day decisions that are really impacting your lives. Is your trash being picked up? Are your streets repaired and repaved? Are your sidewalks in good condition? You know, are your parks and your libraries open every single day? And how many hours are they open a week? And that's what we really try to encourage, is that Filipino Americans need to be involved in asking those questions. What are your priorities for your family, for your neighbors, for your community? What impacts you the most? We had one issue in San Diego recently during our budget deliberations where Filipino seniors did not have a senior center, but they've been promised one for over 20 years.
Okay, so when we return on the show, we'll find out what you guys did in San Diego and hopefully get more people out to the polls tomorrow, okay? Magbabalik kami here on Kababayan Today.